Hi there, it's Jeff. Do you have a DIY project coming up where you've got to install some floating cabinets, say entertainment unit, bathroom vanity, the type where you don't want the kick front showing, you just want that floating look. And you're wondering, how am I going to do that? Well, with adjustable cabinet levelers. These are just some scrap bits of material laying around in your garage and some plastic adjustable feet. The idea is you wind these up and down to accommodate your floor and to get the right height and level that you want underneath. You put them underneath your cabinet, as you can see. Get them ready into position while you screw into the wall. So if you want to learn how to make these, stick around and I'll show you the best way to make these. Okay, to start off with, I've cut up some components here to make up these little adjustment levelers, and they can just be out of some scrap, whatever you got lying around. I just happen to have some leftover MDF and things that I happen to have a bit of leftover 25mm MDF, and probably the thicker the better. It all just depends on what height you want to make these levelers. For me, I'm looking at being around about 200mm, around about that adjustment, give or take. So yeah, the TV unit that I need to install that's floating needs to be off the ground about 200mm. So I need some sort of levelers or packers basically that can adjust roughly that height. So for me, I've found this 25mm board, and I've made that's going to be the top part of it. Then I've also got some other blocks cut up here. They're 25mm as well, and these are 18. To get to sort of that height, I needed to put these two together, and then that will be on top of that, and then my plastic adjustable leg will sit there and it'll be sitting on the ground like that. The cupboard will sit on top and this leg will adjust. Now these plastic legs, they're pretty readily available. You can get them from your hardware store or specialty cabinet making or woodwork shops. The good thing about them is they're plastic, easy to work with. They pull apart and they adjust. Now you need to sort of work out what's the maximum adjustable length of these things. The ones that I got, they pull out and you can actually change the position of them. So you work out your roughly middle. I work out roughly the middle sort of section of this adjustable out feed, and go from there. So for me, using these plastic legs, yeah, I've worked out that I need these three materials to get me adjusting in or out of 200mm for my project. So got these components cut. Next step is to put it all together. Alright, to start off with, I'm just making some markings to get my blocks centered when I go to screw them on. And now this is going to vary for you when you do this process, depending on what pieces and what sizes you've made yours. I'm going to screw these blocks all together in one go using some long 65mm screws. So I'm just going to clamp them into position, keeping all the blocks nice and flush and level all together on the faces there. And then I'm going to use a long series drill bit. It's a 1/8 drill bit. Drill a hole in each corner of the block, and then use a countersink, and I'll screw all these blocks in together in one process. Once all your blocks are screwed down, then I get I measure and mark the center of that block, so I can actually get the plastic foot in the middle. So I'm just doing a cross reference there to get the center point, and then I'm going to line up that large circle from the adjustable leg, as you can see, in the center, and screw them down just using some 30mm chipboard screws. Once that's complete, I can put the other tail end of that adjustable leg, and that's basically it. Well, here you see the cabinet on the levelers in action, even though it's on my workbench, but you can get the idea of what these actually do. So this is simulating that I'm installing this cabinet up against a wall on the back here, and I've put these levelers underneath the cabinets. I've got these two cabinets just clamped together at the moment, but they would normally get screwed together, but you can see that how these levelers work. I clamp them onto these boards so they don't move as well, and these plastic levelers, which basically are used to screw underneath cabinets for floor cabinets to adjust them to levels. But that's what we're doing. We're just using these plastic legs. We're putting them on these bits of off-cut bits of board, little blocks, and we're just using them to adjust the level to the height that we want before we screw into the wall. And it's to accommodate your floor, which might not be level. So as you can see, I believe this is the best method. I've been using these for years to level floating cabinets to walls. They're just a temporary adjustable blocks to sit your cabinets on while you screw it into the wall, get the right height that you want, accommodate for the floor that's out, and happy days. Well, there you have it. There's our finished adjustable cabinet levelers. You've got two different variants here in the height, and that's due to the plastic adjustable legs that I've chosen. They've got two different stages of the heights with the legs. There's the short mode and that's the long mode. And with the short mode, as you can see, I've got here around about a minimum height of about 160 millimeters, and with our long variant here in that mode, I've got about 235. So as I was saying in that project that I need to do, I need to be off the ground around about 200 millimeters. So these are more than enough and will do the job fine. So they're just made basically from some scraps that you might find in your workshop. The plastic legs are pretty easy to find at your hardware as well, and just a couple of screws, a little bit of time, and they're a good little platform for your cabinets to sit on, especially if you've got projects where you want floating cabinetry like TV units, floating vanity units in your bathroom as well. You can put one in each corner, adjust it to your level that you want, then screw them into the wall. So great little thing to have in your garage lying around for installing projects. So I hope you like this video, and if you do, press like and please subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in our next video.